Lady like a lady.
Purpose is not just about success and achievements. It's walking in the very reason you were created. A woman working in purpose is unstoppable. She builds, influences, and transforms the very world around her. Here on Lady Like a Lady, we bring real conversations that inspire, challenge, and equip you with the right tool to thrive. From powerful stories to expert insights and mentorship opportunities, this is your space to grow and own your journey. My name is Adiswa Brown. I'm your host, your sister, your greatest cheerleader, and sometimes your biggest wake-up call. Join us every Sunday for transformative conversations that inspires and challenge you. It's time to be all that God created you to be, and most importantly, be that lady just like the lady in Proverbs 31. Welcome to Lady Like a Lady, and this is the Women's Series Podcast. I'll see you on the other side.
Lady like a lady.
Hello, welcome to another beautiful episode of A Lady Like a Lady. And this is the Women's Series Podcast, where we bring you, of course, really beautiful life conversations that will teach you, inspire you, and empower you. If you're just joining us, this is your first time on this channel, please do to subscribe. And of course, hit that button. Yes, too. I'm talking to you. Yes, you. Hit the button to get more engaging, beautiful content on this channel. We're looking at a very important topic today that is common and peculiar to a lot of people, especially ladies. You see a lot of ladies, they go, they pick up their phone, you're scrolling through Instagram, you're looking at that girl. Yes, that beautiful girl that has beautiful body, flawless skin, flashy car, luxury apartment. Everything is just speaking luxury. And then you look at yourself and you're like, what's going on in my life? Comparison. Why do we compare ourselves with ourselves? And I have a very, very amazing guest. Like she was just the right person to talk about this beautiful topic, because she's going to shake some tables. Yes, I hope you're ready for that. Now, she's a certified lean practitioner. She's also a seasoned speaker that's passionate, to empowering people, especially women. I've followed her for years, and I see a consistency in empowering people, empowering women. She's going to be sharing with us. Thank you so much, Pastor Pearl, for joining us today.
Thank you, Adiswa. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you. Now let's talk about this very beautiful topic. You pick up your phone, you're scrolling through Instagram, you see that body that is like hourglass. You see that skin, like you don't even see one stain on the skin, and you're like, do people exist like that? And then you ask yourself, what's going on in my life? Why is my life like this? Why did God create me like this? Now, why do women compare? Because it's common. These days, you don't see the lady dressing for that man. Is that woman in her office? She wore that slippers today. Don't worry. I'm going to wear tomorrow. Fire.
Want to do better.
So why do we compare?
Okay, first I'd like to say a very big thank you for having me. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. Comparison these days, what we see on social media has made it very inevitable. I mean, it's everywhere. Like you said, you scroll your phone, you go to Instagram, you go to Facebook, you go to any social media platform. The only thing you're seeing there are things to pepper you.
I love the word pepper you.
And these things are deliberate, right? And they're not even real. Some might be real, but majority of them are not real. Now, first, as a lady, as a woman, when you understand your worth, you know your value, you know that you are enough. There's no reason to compare. Comparison is the thief of joy. The moment you start comparing, nothing is little until you begin to compare. For instance, I have this phone. I can do anything I want to do with it.
True.
You get, and the phone is just serving purpose, and I'm enjoying it. But the moment I look at Adeswa's phone and I see that, that's an iPhone and this is an Android phone, I start to compare. I'm like, our pictures are even, no wonder our pictures are nicer, no wonder. But I didn't see that when I was using my phone to snap pictures. My pictures were beautiful and I loved them. But immediately I noticed that you were using something higher. I started seeing flaws. So comparison just puts you in that place where you just look at yourself and you feel like, oh, I'm the worst person on earth. Talk about beauty, talk about relationship, talk about whatever. People are actually putting things up there for you to see because they just want you to see them. We forget these days that we have technology. There are filters everywhere. That beautiful lady you're looking at that has flawless skin, spotless, go and look at her behind the camera. Let's see if what you're seeing there. I mean, I'm looking like this. If I want to transform myself, it's very easy. I just get all the filters and do editing. And I can look like, I mean, we have artificial intelligence. Now, come on. So why are you putting yourself under pressure? You're wonderfully and fearfully made. God made you unique in your own special way. And we don't all have the same path. We are not on the same journey. We have different purposes.
Yeah, so now, first of all, let's talk about first of all. You've mentioned quite a lot, like, we don't have to compare. So, but the first thing, why do we now compare? The social media.
Social media, people in our spaces.
In our spaces.
We want to either be like this person or we want to, measure up with what we are seeing maybe in the office, in church, what have you? You just want to, that person she feels like she has arrived and we show her that I can actually
the next
do
Sunday, you can't borrow.
You know what? I remember that I had a neighbor where I was living before now. I noticed that the moment I acquire something new, something as little and, in quotes, insignificant as an AirPod, she doesn't have it before. The moment she notices that I've gotten it, she'll get one for herself.
Are you serious?
At first, I felt like, it was a beautiful coincidence, and I just left it. But then I noticed that if I change phone, she will change phone. If I change wardrobe, she does the same thing. Anything I buy. There was one time I had rehearsal in the house and someone had to bring the keyboard over and we're playing. And
Don't tell me she bought the keyboard.
Oh, at this one.
Don't tell me she bought the keyboard.
This one.
She bought the keyboard.
The following week.
She bought the keyboard.
She actually brought somebody, got someone with keyboard. Where the person stayed outside the house and they started singing rubbish. No, tell me. If she was not trying to, because we are looking at things, we are not focused on our own journey. That's the reason why we compare. We forget the reason we are living. Everyone has a reason, everyone has a purpose. There's a motive behind whatever we are doing. That thing you want to acquire, are you getting it because you need it? Or because your neighbor has it? I better pass my neighbor. Like when that little generator came, everybody wanted to get it. Oh, I cannot carry last.
Yeah.
My neighbor has it. I also want to have it. The motives.
The motives. Now, let's talk about their eating dangers. I know that maybe while growing up, I used to compare myself, while I was growing up, because then I was battling with some kind of self-esteem issues, and then I was never satisfied, like you said. Now, was there a time in your life where you had that, I'm not enough syndrome? Why am I not this person? Why am I not that person?
Of course, yeah. I remember, so
you mean that it's not wrong? It's not...
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, we are humans, we have emotions. So these things they are there.
Yeah.
It's natural to feel like that. But when it becomes bad, is when you major on it.
Yes.
Yeah, so for me, growing up, background story, my parents got separated at some point, and then my mom had to single-handedly raise me. So because she made up her mind that she was not going to, compromise standards because, there was no dad so she said she was going to go extra mile to give me the best. So my mom put me in schools where I had classmates, rich kids, those rich spoilt brats. I'm sorry, but everybody's coming in their car. You hear my driver this, my driver that, and me, I would cross pedestrian bridge to my school with my school bag. I'm walking, take bag from my house, cross the bridge, walk into my school. They will even be, the driver will be on in, excuse me. They will go in and, I felt really bad. I felt, oh no. when my classmates were talking, even though they didn't give me that, oh, you're not, in our class kind of attitude, but I didn't feel relaxed to be in their gathering. So there was one other guy that was in the next class that was just like me. So what did I do? I made friends with him to help myself. So while they are having their own chit chats, I would go and connect, say, hello guy, how far now, what's going on? I was living in very low self-esteem, self-pity. I felt like, why not me? Why did my dad have to leave? Why am I not also coming in cars like them? So that happened till I left secondary school and I got into university. The same thing happened. So what I started doing, what I did then was, I would now write a note to somebody that I see that is looking, I'm like, please, can I be your friend? Because I wanted to belong. I couldn't help it.
Wow. I
wanted to belong. They're very young. They have cars. When they invite you to their house, you'll be like, they should not even mention it. Pearl, I want to visit you. Visit who? Hey. No, I never lied about where I was staying, but then I would not bring it to my house because it's not up to standard. So I had those times. I had those times in my life.
Wow, yeah. we're gonna talk about how you were able to overcome those challenging times. But first, now, is it okay? Let's say, for example, like you said, you wrote to those people, you wanted to be their friend. Is it okay to climb the place that your hand have not reached? That's one. And then number two, is it okay? When does this comparison thing become bad? When does it become very bad? Because like you said, it's not. I could see someone. Oh, I love this thing, right? Now, when does this compare? When does it become very bad? So there are two things.
Okay. The first one you said.
Is it okay to put your hand where your hand have not reached?
It's not okay.
Okay, really?
Oh my God.
So it's not
okay to aspire.
Okay.
It's okay to aspire. But when you know that you are not at that level yet, you don't force some things. Imagine me going to steal to get a car, because I wanted to be like my classmates or my friends, or get back home and I put my mom under pressure.
Sure.
So comparison becomes bad when it becomes a problem, when it becomes competitive.
Competition.
So now, okay, like the analogy I gave with my neighbor, she just wanted to get every single thing that I get. If I get a new jacket, she's definitely going to buy one.
Wow. Even if she doesn't need it.
I'm telling you. Now I changed phone. The phone that she's even changed. Let's not go there. The one that, like they will say, he off me.
Yes.
Was when I had a music, rehearsal, something like that. And the friend came in with a keyboard and we were rehearsing. And the next week, I hear a sound from my window. I'm like, what's going on? Is there a concert happening? Is somebody having meeting?
Wow.
And I just came out and I saw keyboardist to keyboard.
Amazing.
And she was singing rubbish to tell you that she didn't need it.
Yes.
She was just trying to, I wouldn't blame her. It was an environment where everybody's trying to measure up.
Yes.
So because in a way I wasn't like in their own class, so see life, like they say sometimes it's not balanced.
Yes.
In my own space, I feel like, I'm down here and the people in my space are up there. So they feel like, in that area, I'm the one attending the best of schools. They are not. So they are trying to, Pearl is like this. Let us, try to climb and measure up. So that way, comparison becomes competitive. When you see someone, maybe a fellow lady with something that you like or you love, first is okay to acquire, to aspire to be like that person or to want to have what she has at the moment. But you should ask yourself a question: do you need it? Is it necessary? Why am I doing this? What's the motive behind it? Oh, she's carrying a Louis Vuitton bag. But the bag that I can afford at this time is Lobaton. I will buy it.
Which one is Lobaton?
I don't know. It's the lower class of Louis Vuitton. Let's put it that way. You understand?
You carry it with joy.
You carry it with joy. There were times where I had to, I had not gotten to this level where I could wear all those, I just get into a boutique and buy one expensive dress. I will buy the one that I can afford. Wash it, starch it, iron it, and then look good in it. Everything are packaging.
Yes.
You get, so don't, when it becomes toxic, comparison becomes toxic when you are trying to measure up, you're putting yourself under pressure. Okay, you are looking at somebody or a group of persons and you are making every move. The move they make, you want to make it. The step they take, you want to take it. Sister, take a chill pill. Relax. There are levels. Relax. You will get there.
Absolutely.
You'll get there.
Okay, now let's talk about how you navigated, because for me, what helped me was when I'm not going to say that. I want to let you say yours before I say mine. We could just be the same. Now, how did you navigate? How did you move from being that person that was always, oh, I wish I could be like this person, to this confident pearl that, solid rock, no shaking, nothing do you.
Nothing do me. Okay, so I think it was when one of my friends, the people that I had written notes to and I wanted to measure up with, noticed that I was struggling. Now, it's very rare to have such people who are honest and can be very truthful, and they have your interest at heart. I mean, she called me one day and she said, Pearl, relax. That was why I used that word, relax. She said, relax. You're not doing badly at all.
Wow.
At your level now, you're doing very well. First, you should be grateful that you have the opportunity to get this kind of education. Not everybody wants, can afford it. But you are here, your mom is making effort just to make sure that, you get the best. That is enough. You don't need to be like me.
Yeah.
Because every time I'm asking, this thing that you bought, how much did you buy it? Where did you get it from?
You will save your own school fees, though.
When I was in university, it was kind of worse. My mom would send money for school fees. And because then in my school, you can actually pay instrumentally, and there was a particular percentage that if you've paid up to that, you can write your exams. So I will use part, I'll pay part. I'm like, don't worry, I'll make up. I would use the other money to, I wanted to buy those expensive shirts, come out and look like this group of girls. Because when they are coming into class, everyone is like, wow. So I also wanted to get that, So she called me and she said, don't worry. It's not like you're looking tattered. You're okay the way you are. Just build from here. Get all that you need to get. Acquire the knowledge. Knowledge is power. You're here to learn. And then put to work what you're learning from here. In the long run, you'd have all that you desire. So I sat down when I left, at that meeting. I went home and I said, truly, what is wrong with me? Why am I putting myself under pressure? These are things circumstances I cannot control. I'm still under my mom. I mean, she's catering for everything. I don't have a job yet. So why am I doing this? Okay, by the time I take part of my school fees and I'm paying for this, when I need to now make up, it was a problem. Thank God for MMM. MMM now came. I felt like, okay, I've seen, means to just cover up and clear my school fees. But I put my money there and let's leave the story.
For another day.
I still went back to my mom. She still cleared those bills. So imagine accumulated bills. And because of that, I had to, stay extra years because I could not do my clearance because I was owing. I could not tell my mom, this is the reason. Come on.
So wow. Okay, now, so for me, we're going to talk about the place of, I know we're talking earlier and you mentioned when you mentioned also when you just started talking about some people don't know their worth. Now, how can knowing your worth help you to stop the comparison?
Goes a long way. So first, you were created for a purpose. Find that purpose and work towards achieving or being that person that God wants you to be. So knowing your self-worth will make you not compare, because we are all on different paths.
Yes.
We are on different journey, different trajectory in life. My journey is different from yours, and mine is unique, same as yours. I cannot compare myself with you. Now, the car battery, even though it is less expensive than the engine, it is needed for the car to move.
Absolutely.
So you cannot compare the engine and the battery. So you'd say, oh, the engine is there. Hello, battery, I don't need you. The car is going nowhere. So you know that you are unique. You're specially, wonderfully made. You have a purpose and you focus on your journey. Now, there's a motive for which you're doing whatever you're doing. So you're focused on it. You're not looking at anybody else. Because 100 meter race, person preparing for 100 meter race and the other one preparing for a relay race, they have different strategies. One is for sustainability, the other one is just to win.
Yes.
So we are not on the same journey, we're not on the same path. So know yourself, know your worth, be aware of who you are, recognize that you are unique, you are special. Having that knowledge alone, that awareness can go a long way. It doesn't matter the number of cars that people are buying. Let's relate it to women now with wigs these days. You know how many times you have reached me, Pastor Prela, for when are you buying hair from me? When are you buying hair from me? It's not like I cannot afford those things. Yes. But for me, I'd rather invest my money, into something more beneficial to me than just putting a land on my head.
Why do you call it land?
you hear some people, oh, I bought this wig for 600,000. And you go to where they are living. My sister, you can take from that money and pimp your house and just make it look nice, comfortable. Do you understand? Where if I come to your house and I want to take picture, I will not be scared. But you're wearing that expensive hair on your head. The motive is wrong. You're doing it because somebody else is, my colleague just bought one wig, I need to buy it. And then after the whole thing, when you get it, you come to work and you're looking all fly and everybody's admiring you. Oh wow, this hair is nice and it looks very expensive. When everybody has gone home, you will go back home and you start sobbing and you're sulking because you don't have food to eat. You cannot afford basic things of life because you have carried all your money to buy hair.
Yes, I get that part. Okay, now let's talk about this. Some people, when you were talking about your story, you mentioned that you had to look for that guy in the next class that could resonate with your journey. Now, is it a wrong thing to have friends or people that are far, far better than you? In all ramifications, they are there and you're not there yet.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's also going to help you. It will help your journey. It will help you, when you will think big. Especially people that you're aspiring to be like, not be like them, but, you like what they are doing, they're inspiring you, and you also want something like that for yourself. It's okay. As long as they are not people that are going to look down on you. Because we have people up there that they don't even give you that opportunity to come close. They don't want you in their space. But if you have people like that, for me, the people I wrote those notes to, they didn't say no to me. And like I said, it's a blessing to have such people who can be truthful and they can help you. So when opportunities come, they are giving you hints. Okay, can you do this? Can you do that? What do you have passion for? What do you want to do? What do you want to become? They can also help you, with the opportunities that they have. They can bring you up there. So it's okay, absolutely fine to have friends like that. If you have friends that are you will always be there, no life.
Okay, so meaning that if you have this kind of friends, don't you think there'll be a time that you want to compare? Because sometimes, they may not even, like, I remember many years ago while I was still in the teaching profession, right? I've always taught in schools of the rich people. There was whenever there's a vacation, they're not going to another state.
Bahamas.
Yes, they're not going to. Their vacation is overseas. They can't move from point A to point A in the same country. Yes. And then the one that did not move will tell you, I didn't go anywhere. So one day they came back and I was asking my children, how did you spend your holiday? And some said, some could travel. When you have those longer holidays, some people can travel as far as 3 countries in a month. They were that. And then Some traveled 5 countries in a month. Some traveled 3 countries in a month. And then I noticed one guy didn't say anything, one little boy. So I asked him, didn't you travel during the holiday? Were you at home all through the holiday?
States.
He said, no, I didn't travel. I only went to Port Harcourt.
Oh my God, I can relate.
And I was like, so the other children are like, oh, you didn't go anywhere. Why didn't you go? Why didn't your mom take you anywhere? Why didn't you? Like, to them, it was a normal thing to travel. So you could be in that kind of space, that kind of conversation. And then the things that they're saying, because they're welcoming to you, right? But you know, there's some people's life, some people don't pretend. There's some people that they cannot do some things, not because they're proud, but that's how they were brought up. Like these children, they cannot relate with the fact that
exactly
you did not travel.
It's not their fault.
It's not normal to them that you didn't go anywhere. So when they're having those kind of conversations, how do that person, they've allowed you into their space, but they're having these conversations and you're wondering, you don't have anything to say because you cannot even relate with those things. How can someone navigate that space? How can you fit in perfectly without feeling intimidated or tend to compare?
Be comfortable in your own skin. Just know that, see, these people are not my mates.
Okay.
They are not your mates in every ramification.
Okay.
So you know the reason why you are in their space. First is an opportunity to be there so you can learn, get opportunities from them. But you know that both of you or you and them, you are not on the same trajectory. You're not in the same space, even though you are there.
Yes.
They are up there and you're still here. So just recognize that I know the child of who I am. I know where I'm coming from. I know where I am currently. But I don't want to be here forever. That's why I'm mingling with these people. So that I can be inspired and, get all I need to get and become that person that I'm aspiring to be.
Yes.
So when you have that knowledge, your motive is right. That way, when they are saying those things, you don't even need to talk. And you just know when they say, oh, where did you go to say, guys, now, let's leave that.
Yeah.
So just be comfortable. Don't get pressured. Don't feel inferior. Don't feel bad. It's actually not their fault. Like you said, they were brought up that way. So it's not like they are doing it to make you feel inferior, make you feel less of yourself. No, they are just having a conversation or telling you what they did. I was like that in GSS 3. We wrote junior WAEC, and for some reason we had this very long break, very long, before we get into SS1.
Yes.
And then everybody was talking about what they were going to do with their break. Like you said, all of them, aside Nixon and I, were very rich kids. So this one said, oh, I'm going to London. This one said, I'm going to Australia. This one said, I'm going to this, I'm going to that. Nixon looked at me and said, Peo, where are we going to? I said, my mother's shop. Because my mom had a shop across the bridge. I said, I'll be in my mother's shop helping her. Because I got into the point where, hello, my mother cannot take me out of Nigeria.
Yeah.
She would rather gather that money and pay my school fees. So why do I want to pressure her? Or now feel bad because they were traveling? I said, oh, you guys have safe trip, But of course, I went back home and I was feeling bad. My mom noticed and she was like, I think I'm going to change that school. Yeah. Because it's also not helping you, I was always feeling like I was not enough. I didn't want to socialize. I was always in my shell, Most times when we have this home economics practical and the only markets where we can get all of those things across the bridge. So when they will tell me, that's when they know that I am useful. I love that word. Let's go to Boundary. My school was in Apapa. So let's go to Boundary. Now you take us around the market. I'm like, I will take you around the market. You've not said I should take you to, one big supermarket and all of that because they know that our life just ends, So, but when I saw that I couldn't change it at the time, I would just look at them and I'll say, don't worry, Pearl, one day you're going to travel.
Wow, I love that.
One day you'll be telling the story. Am I not telling it now?
Yes.
If I want to go to London
I see you're doing now. The final word to the viewers, to the beautiful women in this beautiful community, how they can be that person that God has destined them to be without any iota of comparison.
So, hello, lady. First, I would say you cannot do life without God. you can't do life without God. I would not have gotten to this place where I am now if I didn't have God. There were several, I didn't even, touch the area of relationship. That's another story where I felt like, oh, my friends are married and all of that. I am not. And I look at myself in the mirror. Oh, is it because I don't have flat tummy? And they do. Is it because of this? Is it because of that? It was in that place that God spoke to me and said, I have made you and created you for something different. That was where I discovered my purpose as a lady. And you know how you can actually draw strength from a seemingly weak point? While I was there and I was sobbing, I was comparing myself with my friends. At a point I wanted to, I was taking different kind of slim teas. I wanted to stay in shape. I wanted to be size 6, size 8, size 10. I found out that while I was doing all of that, I was gradually getting into depression. There were times where I was in the hospital. The doctor told me there's nothing wrong with you. But just the heart-to-heart talk, that was when they realized it was more of a psychological problem. Then God said, with this thing that you're facing, there are other ladies facing it. I discovered my purpose there. That was where the complete woman movement was birthed.
Wow.
So imagine if I didn't have God, I didn't have a relationship with God. That's where I'm going to. When you have a relationship with God, it makes you understand that your journey is different. Your path, you are set on a path and you're doing amazingly well. Now, when my friends with flat tummy want to pepper me, I'll tell them, the Bible says, out of our belly flow rivers of living water. The quantity that you will bring out is not same as mine. I have so much. The kind of, living water that comes out of me, you cannot produce such.
Oh my goodness.
So if you want to compare, let's start from there. Hello. Your relationship with God is very important. Very, very important. And when the certain levels you relate with God, the Holy Spirit has a very beautiful sense of humor.
Yes, I can relate with
when
that.
I was doing all those, taking those slim teas and I wanted to, lose weight, he said one thing one day to me and he was like, what if the guy that comes is the one that wants to have and to hold? Immediately I was like, what is all this? What is all this? Because I just wanted to, I felt like, because I was looking at all my friends, I said, okay, this one is tall, she's not fat, she's not big, she's not, And I said, okay, maybe I should lose weight because I was not always like this. I mean, I look at my pictures from, several years back and I'm like, maybe this is the reason. So I wanted to go back to size 10. And then the Holy Spirit said, what if he doesn't want that? So your relationship with God will set you on course and will make you see the uniqueness of your journey.
Wow.
How that's what you've been called to do is different from what God has called Adiswa to do. Now we can both, she's doing lady like a lady. I have the complete woman. We are both reaching women, but on a different trajectory.
Yes.
Our vision is not the same as mine. She might have been called to reach millions of people. And maybe for me, it's just a community of women. So understand your journey, know your purpose, and be focused. Don't look around. Stop looking at who is looking at you. Stop seeking external validation. You might not get it. And even if you do, it might not always be there. So what happens to you the day nobody's telling you, oh, thumbs up, you did well? I mean, I have a post I make every Wednesday for women. You see that? There are a lot of times where I would look at my post. I want to see how many people has reacted to it. And there are lots of love, the WhatsApp love thing. There are some Wednesdays that I don't get even one. I will go back to my post and read it. I was like, did I make a mistake? Or what I'm saying is in... But it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that day they might just not feel like. But as long as you know that, I said success is giving yourself a target, a goal. When you meet it, when you achieve it, that's success.
Oh, hallelujah.
That is success. And you should know that it is measured at different levels. Celebrate your little wins. If you want to move from point A to point B, the things that you're going to do while you're in point A, are they the things that will move you to point B? If they are, focus on it. Just get on it, do it, and when you get to point B, celebrate yourself. The world will not celebrate you. Celebrate yourself. Tell yourself you're doing well, even if nobody's saying, except you're not doing the right thing. But if you are, you've set goals for yourself, you've set targets, and then in between, you have, your path and your journey. You've said, okay, this is what I want to do at different times, at this level, at that level. When you do it, when you achieve it, be glad, celebrate, and then move on. Aspire to become better. You can only compare yourself, your past. Compare where you are yesterday to where you are today. Not comparing yourself with another lady. We are all different, we are unique.
Wow, wow. I love what you were just hitting every part of my soul. Well, that you've heard from Pearl. She's a fantastic speaker. She has been in the business of empowering people, young people, most especially women, right? So this is the Lady Like a Lady community where we not only engage in live conversations, we also empower you and cause you to walk in that purpose that God has destined you to do. So you can join our community where we connect you to greater mentors like someone like Pearl that will hold you by the hand. Yes, you're a young lady, you're watching. How do I move from where I am right now to the place that God has destined to be? You're not alone. We have women that have navigated that journey and their successes today, and they're going to help you. They're going to hold you by the hand and lead you into that path of success, that path of victory, and that part of fulfillment. That's what's important. Before we say final goodbye, yes, in this podcast, we're all in the business of giving. We'll always give, because that's what Jesus taught us to do. And we'll have a beautiful gift for an amazing guest. So from all of us from the Lady Like a Lady community, I want to say thank you for coming.
Wow. And it's in my favorite color.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. If you've enjoyed every part of this episode, do work to like, share, comment, and of course, subscribe.
Right.
Tell someone to tell someone to tell someone that something beautiful is happening right here. Remember, you can be that lady just like the lady in Proverbs 31. It's a goodbye for now. Till next week for another beautiful episode. Keep watching Lady Like a Lady.
Lady Like a Lady.